Well, it's a bit of an overcast day, so while we watch the raspberries grow and check out the asparagus coming up in the bed behind them, thought you might like a little tour of the greenhouse today. We have this 4-in-1 grafted apple tree outside of the greenhouse. We've got an herb garden and a strawberry garden that doesn't have any strawberries coming up yet, but the radishes are coming up nice between them. And because we started seeds way before we had the option of having our garden ready to put them in, even the cool weather crops, we have some things going in the greenhouse that probably should be outside by now, but they're not. We've got geraniums in hanging baskets and about 8 or so hanging tomatoes, many with flowers already coming on them. We've got a second crop of lettuce coming up, Toscano kale and red Russian kale, and lots of onions, some evergreen whites, some marble reds, some deep purple. Got a whole flat of broccoli and cauliflower soon to go out in the garden. Wasabi arugula, cutting celery, Brussels sprouts started. More eggplants coming up and dill. Have a few shiso plants started for wrapping sushi and eggplants. And these are non-cutting zinnias. Some cumin started. And caraway started. And a bunch of peppers. These are still the ones in the seed flats, because I put a bunch of them in 6-inch pots today. These are the artichokes we started from seed. I now have a total of over 100 artichoke plants started, largely for Derek and Karin, and of course if they produce the 5 to 7 artichokes a piece they're supposed to, why, there'll be some happy campers, I hope. Tarragon, stevia, some 300 times sweeter than sugar supposedly. A little flowers going on. Some bok choy. And some corn. A couple hundred corn plants started. And some Chinese cabbage. All kinds of cabbage. Chard. Spinach. Romaine. Paravert parsley. Flat parsley. More pak choy. Lots and lots of basil. And the second crop in the waiting of pak choys and cukes. More basil. Maryland's giant cutting zinnias. More basil. I'm sure everybody knows what that is. Summer savory herb. Green storing cabbage, Toscano kale, more kale, and some different cabbage species ready to go. Some upside down onions, some red cabbage, and more and more and more and more marigolds. Red Russian kale. And then let's come down here. We'll see a few tomato starts. Most of these will have to grow inside here because it doesn't get really warm enough to ripen tomatoes very well in Washington. We have all kinds of lettuce back up and more onions. The sunflower seeds, mixed giant sunflower seeds, are just starting to come up. Here's a little flat with a 70-some more artichokes growing. Patty pan squash, summer squash, zucchini squash, blue Hubbard squash, watermelon, cucumbers. They're doing really nicely inside. In fact, you can see a few things are getting ready to flower right now. And it's not even the end of April yet. We've got tomatoes in hanging baskets. Check out the flowers. Should be setting fruit soon. Some giant steak tomato, some yellow pear tomatoes, some Roma VFs for spaghetti sauce, some fuchsia flowers, ready for Marilyn to hang on the porch soon. And then in the ground, we have our indoor tomatoes and pepper varieties. We have lots and lots of hot peppers, including yellow daytals and condor beaks that my friend Bill Mayo gave me from Facebook. And that brings us back to the potting table. And that just about concludes this video. Thanks for watching.